Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have on a gentleman that's going to be talking about an upcoming camp here in our community. For the second year in a row, I have on Jasmine Grigg. Jasmine, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with you, and I know this is my first time sitting down with you to talk a little bit about a camp that is taking place here in our community. But before we get started talking about that, tell us a little bit about who Jasmine Griggs is, if you don't mind.
My name is Jasmine Griggs. I'm actually the older brother to Wesley Woodyard. We've been here, we grew up here, you know, we have a lot of ties to the LaGrange community. And as I was mentioning before we started the interview, you know, I grew up idolizing you, looking up to you as a dare teacher in my elementary school. So that was truly an honor to learn some things from you. But again, I'm the older brother of Wesley Woodyard. I'm here representing 16 Ways.
Well, very good. It's a pleasure to have you on the show too. And I remember those were some of my greatest, years of my life, Jasmine, when I was there as a DARE officer. And I wanted kids to fully understand the harmful effects of drugs, and if they worked hard and persevered and had dedication, that they could achieve any goal that they set for themselves. So thank you for those compliments this morning. And it's a pleasure to see you grow up to be the young man that you are now, and wanting to give back to our community. And for our viewing audience, he is the older brother of Wesley Woodyard. That's right. So talk a little bit about what's going to be going. We got the Wesley Woodyard football camp that's coming up. Talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
It's our second annual football camp. Like I said before, it's an opportunity for us to give back to the kids here locally. Registration for the camp starts at 7. It goes from 7 to 7:30. The camp will actually start at 8, and it'll go from 8 to 12. The camp will actually provide a camp T-shirt for the kids. They'll have a bag, a camp bag that we have for them. We'll give them a certificate for completion of the camp.
Okay.
Also, we'll have each kid will receive an autographed photo from Wesley. He actually stands up and hands them out individually to the kids, and we feel like that's kind of an important tool for us. For the kids to actually see him, actually shake hands with him, give him a hug, whatever they feel like they want to do with him.
Right. Yeah. A photo op too, eh?
Photo op.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I do remember being out one year with you all. I think it was probably your first year, and Wesley was there, and the kids were there, and I noticed that you all were there. Talk a bit about some of the other people that will be there too, if you don't mind, and why you have the selected group that you're going to have there.
Okay, originally we started out, we invited a lot more of the professional players out, and we found that it was more effective to have more of the local people there. So right now we're in the direction of having more like the football coaches, the local football coaches, the LaGrange High coaches, Troop, Callaway coaches. Also, we have a few players that'll actually be there, so they'll help us run all the drills and all the stations. And we have one special guest coming out, Terry Godwin, and I reached out to him last week, and he committed to coming. So that's something that I'm actually looking forward to. Someone locally that's doing some great things in the community.
That's right. Because we have a lot of local great talent here. Not to start naming any, but I know that Callaway has now become almost like the powerhouse in the football industry here in our area. And there are a lot of great athletes here. And I'm sure that a lot of our kids and the kids that you all are going to be reaching, perhaps, as you stated earlier, kind of idolize or want to be like them when they grow up a little bit. Now, the camp registration starts at 7:30. And at 7 a.m. it goes to 7:30, and the camp actually starts at 8. The camp is open to kids age group of what?
8 to 14.
Okay.
We wanted to kind of keep it to 8 to 14, just more or less to work with those kids in that range.
Okay.
It's an opportunity where the kids, more of the high school kids, they get the opportunity to play a lot. So we wanted to spotlight those kids from ages 8 to 14 and give them their day.
That's right, absolutely. Now, and then the camp will be taking place over at Callaway Stadium. On that morning there, or that day. Talk a little bit about some of the things that kids will actually go through, if you don't mind, Jasmine.
Some of the drills they'll go through are the basic skill type drills, from catching to tackling some of the dummies, and just learning techniques and running different drills, trying to just give them opportunity to showcase the things that they know at this stage and in their early careers or what have you. And also we use the football camp not necessarily just for football. We use it to give the opportunity to talk about bullying, which is a big thing now. If you've been watching and keeping up with the news, it's a major problem that we're having. So we actually have an anti-bullying station that each kid takes part in. And I personally teach the bullying station, so it's something that I take great pride in. And like I said, we use football as a tool to get kids here to the camp, so we can share the bullying material with them.
That's right. You know, it's so important that our young kids know that, you know, no matter, you know, your size, your skin color, or anything, nobody has the right to pick on you. So I'm very happy to see that you all have instrumented and implemented that into the camp itself. And again, this is for kids age 8 to 14 over at the Callaway Stadium. Now, I know that, you know, you mentioned one gentleman, Terry Godwin, and you're also going to have some of the area coaches there and stuff of that nature. And of course, you'll be there, and Wesley will be there. Let me ask you, last year, how many kids did you all actually accommodate?
Last year we reached about 250 kids, and again, the goal for this year is to max it out at 300. We want to have the problem of too many kids.
Too many kids.
That's a problem we want to have.
Okay,
we want to have that problem.
All right. So how many kids do you have registered at this point?
At this moment, about 150 kids. So we're actually pushing to reach that 300 mark.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, talk a little bit about how the kids, you know, the viewing family members and the kids, if they want to get information about registration, talk about the websites that they can go to.
They can actually go and reach out to us at 16ways.org. That's our home website, and it'll present a lot of material for them.
Okay.
If they want to follow us on Facebook, it'll be 16 Ways Foundation. And they can also keep up with us at 16 Ways Twitter, our Twitter handle. So yeah, they can find a lot of information on there.
And I'm sure all those sites, these young people are on at some point during the day, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, if there was someone that wanted to just maybe, you know, get information from you, do you have a contact number that you want to give out?
Yeah, you can reach me personally at 706-412-9113.
Okay.
And I can give you any information that you may need on whether it's bullying material or anything about the football camp. I'll definitely be happy to share with you guys.
Very good, because, you know, with the anti-bullying piece, I think that's something that can be, you know, throughout the year course of time. You know, I don't know if you contacted the school system about going and talking with them about it, because I do see, you know, we see in our society that is a growing problem. And, you know, I think sometimes you young folks don't realize the impact that it has on a person's life when they're doing those things. Now, I also know that one of the things that you all are doing this year, I think a little bit different from last year, that you all have a partner with a couple other organizations. Talk about that partnership there, if you don't mind.
We partnered up with 2 other organizations. One is Girl Power and Emerging Women, and it was an opportunity that we saw. We're geared more towards the young males of the community, and we felt like working with organizations like Girl Power, it gave us the tool and the opportunity to reach out more to the girls. And I forgot to mention earlier that we're actually having a cheer camp.
Oh, okay.
So they will be kind of organizing that cheer camp for us, and actually it maxed out before the football camp. It did real well on registration, yes sir.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something new that we implemented a couple weeks ago in the Denver camp that we had. So yeah, so it's been a big success so far. So we're looking forward to that.
Well, very good. Yeah. And you talked about Denver, and I know that that's where Wesley plays, and of course he went to college in Kentucky. And I think you all have held camps in these cities as well. Talk about that, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. Like I mentioned earlier, we recently had a camp about 3 weeks ago out in Denver, Colorado, and in a couple weeks we'll be having one in Lexington, Kentucky. So we're just trying to stay rooted in all the communities that we're actually with, and since he's actually playing with the Titans now, we're trying to figure out if we can actually work in a camp this season or maybe the following year. So we're definitely stronghold on all the communities that we're in.
Very good. It's important that, you know, as you talked about giving back, that it seems like each city that he has been or state that he's been in, he's giving back to those various communities. And talking about partnerships and bridge building, I also know that you all are partnering with the Elijah Kelly Foundation. I think this is the second year for that as well, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Talk
sir.
about that for us.
Last year we implemented, and it was kind of a last minute thing, but it turned out to be probably one of the most successful things that we've ever done with the Harvest Cup event. It's a food drive, and it's basically a competition between the Troop High School, which Elijah Kelly attended, and Wesley Woodyard's LaGrange High School, and we got a mass amount of support in that event. So we're looking forward this year again working with Elijah Kelly's foundation and just building that relationship with them, and just basically just overwhelming the community with this food drive.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, I think, didn't Troop win that food drive?
Yeah, they took it last
Go
time.
Troop.
yeah. So hopefully we challenge LaGrange this year to take the title.
Absolutely. Well, of course, I'm a graduate of Troop too as well. So we definitely want to see that. I'll make sure I bring my box of goods too. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. Let me ask you now, as we get ready to close out, Jasmine, with all the things that will be taking place there, the kids come out, they get opportunity to take a picture with Wesley and other individuals that will be there. They'll get the bag, the T-shirts, autograph, various things. What is it that you hope, and of course they got the anti-bullying booth that will be there. What is it that you hope the kids would take away from this?
I hope that more or less, I really, me personally, the football doesn't matter to me. I want them to actually understand that anti-bullying and the community and giving back is the most important thing at the end of the day. We want the community and we want the kids to understand that although we are giving back, or Wesley's giving back to the community, we're getting a lot more from the community than we can ever give back. So we want the kids to understand that looking out for other people, whether they're blessed or whether they have overwhelming amount of money or whatever, it's important to give back no matter the situation or the opportunity that they have.
Very good, very good. Now I know that you all, and we hadn't mentioned this yet. We talked about the camp. We also mentioned that those 4 letters. This is a free camp, correct?
This is actually, yeah, that's a great point. This is a free camp. We don't want anything, in no monetary items from any of the parents. This is actually, this is on the house. This
on
is
the house. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is on the house.
Well, very good. As we close, Jasmine, I know that you gave it out a moment ago, but go ahead and give those websites one more time if you don't mind.
It's actually 16ways.org. That's our home site.
All right.
Our Facebook is 16 Ways Foundation. Okay. And it's kind of hard for me to remember all this, and it's 16 Ways. No, what is it? At 16 Ways for our Twitter handle. So,
that's right.
So yeah. Just follow us on those sites, and we'll keep everything updated, and it'll keep you informed on what 16 Ways is doing.
Very good. Jasmine, thank you for coming on and sharing this information. And I know that your 300 goal will be reached and probably surpassed. So we definitely want to make sure that you have more than enough students there. And I definitely want to try to come out myself and be a part of that, because I would love to see the Anti-Bullying Foundation booth as well. So thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Back for more City Week in just a moment. Welcome back, City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have gentlemen on from the Troup County Parks and Recreation. I have the Superintendent of Athletics. I have on Kerry Whaley, and also the Recreation Athletic Specialist, Daryl Hosey. Well, gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I said Recreation Athletic Director. I meant the Recreation Specialist there, right there.
Yeah.
So I'll get it right here in a moment.
That's fine.
Well, gentlemen, it's a pleasure to sit down with you all here on the show today. Kerry, tell us a little bit about your role at the Rec, if you don't mind.
I'm Superintendent of Athletics. I'm over all the athletics with Parks and Recreation, and I directly run baseball and soccer, baseball in spring and soccer in the fall.
Oh, okay. All right. And we're getting ready to get geared up here pretty soon, aren't we?
We're in transition period right now. We've just finished up spring sports. Our adult softball will finish. That's the last thing we've got going right now. Schedule-wise, they finish up around the 17th of June. And we're changing gears from regular season to All-Stars. Right now our All-Star teams have started practicing and getting ready for District All-Star tournament starting the 21st of this month.
Oh, okay. Very good. That's going to be, I guess, a fun time on it.
Right.
A lot going on as well. Darryl, talk a little bit about your role there, and I know that we've sat down both of you gentlemen in the past and talk a little bit about your role, if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah, I wear several caps there at the rec department. Yeah, I'm directly responsible for our flag football, which we have 4- and 5-year-olds, 6 and 7. I'm responsible for the basketball with the same age and baseball. And during the summer, I am coordinator of a summer lunch program.
Oh, okay, yeah. Very good. And I can remember back in the days when I was in uniform, I used to come around to the various sites for the summer lunch program and just kind of speak to the students about, you know, staying healthy, you know, getting out and playing and staying away from drugs. So do you all have, you know, someone from the police department come out still to the sites there?
Well, we always solicit for, you know, people in the community to come out and talk with the kids, and we put together special programs for that. So yes,
oh, okay.
we still have that going on.
Very
yes.
good. And I'm going to come back to you in just a second to talk a little bit about some of those sites and things of that nature. And Kara, when we come back to you, you're talking about you're getting ready for the AllStar Games and stuff of that nature. I know that there's a coaches selection. Talk a little bit about what goes on with that, if you don't mind.
A couple of weeks before the season's over with, we give out a ballot to our coaches and tell them to nominate what they think is the best 15 players within their division. They turn their ballots back in, and we have a meeting. We sit down, and I issue a master ballot to them with all the kids that were nominated, and the coaches sit down and select what they think is the best 12 players within the division. The top 11 vote getters automatically get in, and then whoever the head coach is handpicks the final spot, and the coach that wins the division is the coach of the All-Star team.
Okay.
We've got 2 8-year-old All-Star teams. We've got one from LaGrange and one from Hogansville. We've got 3 9 and 10-year-old All-Star teams, 9 and 10 Troop American, 9 and 10 Troop National, and 9 and 10 Hogansville. And then we've got 2 11 and 12-year-old All-Star teams and 1 13 and 14-year-old All-Star team.
Okay, very good. So they will get started playing on June 21st, you say?
June 21st, the 9 and 10s and 11 and 12 start. The 9 and 10 tournament will be over in Thomaston. The 11 and 12 district tournament will be in LaGrange. And our 8-year-olds will go to Manchester on June the 28th.
Oh, okay. Well, very good. And these students, excuse me, are selected by the coaches and everything. Yes. And these are kind of like, I guess you say, your cream of your crop there again. And so they're very competitive too, even at those ages, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's very competitive. It's good baseball. It's, they make plays, they hit the ball, you see good pitching, good hitting. Games, it's good baseball.
Well, good. Well, I know that, coming up, growing up here in LaGrange and being a part of the recreation department myself, I can remember some of the competition that got pretty fierce at times.
And then this year we're hosting when the district tournament's over with, LaGrange is going to host the Dixie Youth 11 and 12-year-old state tournament. Okay. We'll play it at Harris Baseball Complex.
And that's been a couple of years in a row here, haven't we?
We've had a couple World Series at the complex, and we typically have a district tournament every year, and then the state tournaments are on a rotating basis, so we have to wait till it gets back to our district's turn to host. So,
okay.
But it's time this year.
Okay, well, very good.
That state tournament will start July the 12th.
July the 12th, all right. And that's over at the Harris Fields?
George Harris Baseball Complex.
Okay, very good. So we definitely want the public to come out and support and be a part of that as well. Dylan, I'm going to ask you a little bit, I want to go back about the summer programs, because I know that this is something, you're trying to give the kids something to do during the summer. Talk a little bit about the summer program and some of the sites that you all are located.
Well, the program we offer, first of all, they're well supervised. I personally hire those people myself. And we do have organized activities out there for the kids to enjoy. We operate from 9 to 1. Every day, weather permitting. Most of our sites are outside, so we'll have a rain plan, if something happens there, inclement weather. And just to list some of those sites, we have 2 sites at the Housing Authority, both of them here, and in Hogansville. One also thing I would like to mention, the Boys and Girls Club, we also serve them. And they have a new location. That's right. They moved from Juniper Street, and they're now located on Cannon Street.
That's right.
We have sites in West Point. We have sites at Lindsay Street. Even like we talked about earlier, we've tried to reach out into the community. We have a site at Laurel Ridge, Wood Glen Apartments. So we've trying to reach out to the community and get everybody to come out and get a free meal.
That's right. And and it's so much, you say try to get them outside at home. Let me ask the question. I think we were talking before we came on. Have you seen the enrollment increase, or has it decreased over the years there?
Well, it's kind of stabilized. On the lower end from what I've seen it in the past, and I think it's due to several factors. Like I say, Xbox and PlayStations is one of them. I think that
air conditioning
is another one. Yeah, absolutely. And we those are challenges that we're trying to fight through.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, I can remember coming out, and it's good that we can get our kids outside for them to play. The play 360. The football the NFL has going on. I think it's good. For the baseball teams, because I think all of those kind of help us combat this obesity that we see happening in our society, and especially among our younger kids there as well. So I'm hoping that you guys can get more of the kids to come out. How do they register, Darryl or Carrie, either one of you? How do they register?
Well, what they do, I mean, we have the advertisement in the newspaper, whatever, and they can just look and find them a site that's close to their neighborhood or close to their home, and they just register on site.
Oh, okay.
I also want to add, and since we did mention the 360, I've implemented a fun fitness program for the summer lunch. So hopefully we can help, keep them in shape, and as well as, feed them, and as well as give them something, a little something to do. Because,
right.
One of the things I find when I talk to people, they say, well, there's not a whole lot to do here or whatever. So, we just ask the community to just help us, in this fight, and just join us in and bring the kids out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if a parent was listening and wanted to get involved, volunteering for the baseball or volunteering at the summer lunch program, is that an opportunity for someone to get involved that way?
Yeah, we always look for volunteers.
Okay,
always.
Okay, and I just know that volunteers kind of the backbone of any program that we have going on in our community. The other thing that I think that you all have going on is some swim lessons. Where we talk about air conditioning, here's a way to cool them down. Carrie, you want to talk about a little bit about that, or either one of you guys want to talk about that?
Our swim lessons, we're doing 2 swim lessons a day over to Griggs Center Pool. We do a morning session and an evening session.
Oh, okay, all right, well, very good. Is there a registration or a cost, anything to that?
Yeah, the fees are listed on our website.
Okay.
www.trooprec.org. Let me get that right. Excuse me. And yeah, they are offered through that. And if you go to our website, you can find all that information out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Very good. And I know that and I had the sheriff on last week, and he mentioned this, and I think the registration takes place at you all's location, and that's for the Sheriff's Academy that's coming up in July. Talk about that, either one of you all, for me, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. We do the registration for the Sheriff's Academy camp, and then we'll have 2 sessions, and those sessions will begin in July.
Okay. All right. Very good. In July. Now let me ask you a question now, because I know that there's something always going on at the Troup County Parks and Recreation. I come by there and the cars, the parking lot is filled. Right. If someone was listening and they kind of want to know some of the other programs that will be going on for the summer, talk a little bit about how they can find that information.
You can call our front office at 883-1670 or go to our website that Darryl mentioned before.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. As we get ready to close out, what is it that you guys hope that they would take away from the summer program? Either one of you can comment on that one for us as well. Because, I just had Jasmine on a moment ago, and he's got the football camp that's coming up. And there's always something that, the organizers of a program want the kids to be able to take away. And I know that you all deal with kids each and every day. What are some of the things that you see happening that you would want kids to take away from the programs that you all offer?
We just want to be a positive influence on the community. Kids have something to do, somewhere to go. Something, keep them out of trouble and be a role model to people and stuff like that. So we're trying to just find them something to do and keep them busy, keep them safe, and keep them healthy. And
yeah. And that's a good safe. That's it. Keep them safe. You want to add anything more, Darryl?
Yeah, just to correspond to what Carrie talked about, we're making a concentrated effort to make sure that the kids, at least, and one of the things is, we have gang-related activities, and we try to make sure these kids learn how to communicate with each other, good socialization skills, good life skills. Those are some of the things we also try to implement and to teach them throughout the summer, and not only through the summer, through our programs during the year. Okay. So, we would like for everybody to be a part and to come out and help us in this effort, because I think our community needs it.
Absolutely, absolutely. We can invest in them now, or we can invest in them later.
Absolutely.
It's just the choice is ours.
Very well said.
Well, gentlemen, I want to thank both of you for coming on and sharing this information. Again, hopefully the summer programs will be a success. The All-Star baseball games, we'll look for the outcome of those as they happen, and hopefully we can bring back some trophies here to Troup County.
Yeah. Well, I also want to mention before we finish, our fall registration for soccer, football, cheerleading, and flag football will be July the 28th through August 15th.
Okay.
We rely heavily on the school system to help us get the information out. And fall's always, it's very difficult because school's just starting back, and the kids got so much stuff they bring home, papers-wise and things to sign, and it's hard for us to get our fall stuff to the school system during the summer. So we just want everybody to know about fall registration, July the 28th through August 15th.
August 15th. All right. Well, very good. And hopefully we can get you guys back on, kind of talk about that as well. Gentlemen, thank both of you for being on the show today.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. All right.